Long ago, in a kingdom where the baobab trees touched the clouds and the drums beat like the hearts of ancestors, there lived a king named Oba Jaremi. He was not the wisest king, nor the kindest, but he was the loudest. He believed that all wisdom began and ended with his voice. No one dared speak unless spoken to. No one laughed louder than the king, or cried harder, or offered advice. If anyone dared say something he disagreed with, even if it was true, they were banished. The royal court was filled with silence, not respect. But in a quiet village beyond the eastern hills lived a man named Ekun, a traveler and thinker. Ekun loved riddles, stories, and debates. He believed truth was the food of the soul. So when he heard rumors of the arrogant king who silenced truth, he laughed and said, "One day, even silence will rise and speak." That line alone earned him the king's wrath. Ekun was captured and brought before King Jaremi. "You think yourself clever," the king bellowed, pounding his golden staff on the marble floor. "I only speak what I know," Ekun replied calmly. Even a dead man would speak the truth if given the chance. The court gasped. The king's eyes blazed. "Then let's test that foolish wisdom," the king sneered. "Guards, take him into the forest. Let him find a skull that talks. If he can return with one, I will crown him. If he cannot, leave him to rot beside it." And so Ekun was banished, a sack of water, a loaf of yam bread, and his wits his only companions. He wandered for days, deeper into the forest where spirits were said to whisper and animals walked on two legs in the moonlight. He searched graveyards swallowed by vines. He asked the owls. He followed the cries of jackals at night. And one morning, while resting beside a mound of dust and bones, he saw it, a human skull, half buried in the earth, eyes hollow, jaw broken. Out of desperation and curiosity, Ekun whispered, "O bones, do you speak?" The wind shifted, the trees went silent, and the skull laughed. "Yes, traveler," it said, voice dry as dust, "and I speak only the truth." Ekun stumbled backward. "You talk?" "I do," the skull replied, "and I will tell you why I am here. I once said too much. I was once a king, just like the one who cast you out." Ekun's eyes widened. "You were a king?" "Aye, and like your Oba, I silenced others. I ruled with fear, not wisdom. One day, I mocked a wise man who told me silence is heavier than thunder. That man cursed me. May your mouth rot but never rest. And so I speak, long after my body has gone." Ekun's heart pounded. He had found what the king demanded. He knelt before the skull. "Will you come with me?" "I cannot move," said the skull. "But take me. Let me speak for you." Ekun wrapped the skull in his cloth and journeyed back to the kingdom, hungry, ragged, but full of purpose. He returned to the palace gates after 2 weeks. The guards laughed. "The madman returns." King Jaremi sat on his golden stool, amused. "So, where's your talking skull?" Ekun bowed and unwrapped the cloth, placing the bleached bone gently on the royal floor. "This is it, your majesty." The king sneered. "Then make it speak." Ekun whispered, "O bones, speak the truth." Silence. Nothing. The wind blew. The court began to giggle. King Jaremi leaned forward. "Speak, wise skull. You're wasting my time." Still nothing. Ekun's voice shook. "Please, speak again." But the skull remained still, as dead as any other. The king's amusement turned to rage. "You insult me with bones and lies." Ekun fell to his knees. "I swear to you." It spoke. It did. The king rose. Lies are punishable by death. He waved his staff. The guards seized Ekun. The villagers watched as he was dragged away. The skull sat alone. Later that night, as the moon rose and shadows crept across the palace, the court was empty. Only the king remained, staring at the skull, now resting on a mat by his stool. He sighed. "Perhaps I was too harsh." And then the skull spoke. "I warned him." The king froze. "What did you say?" "I warned him," the skull said again. But he did not listen. King Jaremi staggered back. "So you really do speak?" "Yes," said the skull, "but not when he asked." Why? Because he told the truth. And in your kingdom, truth dies before it's heard. The king's face paled. The skull turned slightly, as if watching him. You made him a liar, but only because he trusted truth. By dawn, King Jaremi summoned his court and, with shaking hands, declared a royal decree. Let all voices be heard. Let no truth be punished, for even silence can scream. He sent men to find Ekun, but it was too late. Ekun's body was found beside the skull's resting place, his hand still outstretched toward the horizon. Some say he died of despair. Others say he joined the spirits. But all who visit the palace now pass by a pedestal on which a human skull rests, and a plaque beneath it reads, "Truth may be buried, but it never dies." And at night, when the moon is high and the palace is still, the skull still speaks, but only to those willing to listen.